Oh, there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested. I'm wearing my X-Men hat. I'm wearing this X-Men shirt here. Ah, this thing is falling over. What can I do? Okay, right here. Check it out. We got a good crew here. Have I worn this one before for a review? I'm not sure if I have. Anyway, so that means we are here to talk about X-Men 97. And we're talking about episode 8, and that episode is called Tolerance is Extinction Part 1. This is a 3-part series, and I believe the third one will close out the season. Possibly the series. Who knows if it's coming back? Gosh, I hope so, because I'm loving it, and I think everybody is, right? I feel like this show is a success. I'm not seeing much negative about it. It seems like everybody that's watching it is really digging it. And I'm one of those people. So, but actually, here's the thing. Like, I've been loving all these early episodes. I need to get this out of my way here. I've been loving all these early episodes. And I'm loving all the episodes, right? But here's the thing. This Bastion guy, and he's probably from the comics and everything, but he's like the new baddie, right? We're just sort of learning about him. And he, to me, I don't know, I just wasn't really feeling him too much. I mean, it was kind of like, okay, new guy to me. I need to, just go with it. I need to go with it. And I don't know. I was just like, there's something maybe not unique enough about him, or he just kind of looks a little ordinary. I don't know. I don't really know what it was. Maybe it's just that he was new. And, this show is capitalizing on my nostalgia, and here's something new. So I'm a little, I don't know, apprehensive or something. So, I feel like that's starting to go away, though, with this episode, because we learn more about him, and what we learn, let's just act like you've seen it. So this is spoilers here. This is spoilers. What we learn, and there were clues in the opening credits for the past couple episodes, because we kept seeing Nimrod, right? Nimrod. And Bastion is not Nimrod per se, but he's sort of like Nimrod's son, and you're like, how can a Sentinel have a kid? Well, Nimrod's goo of some sort, or I don't know, infected some human. So Nimrod from the future infected some present human or whatever, and he got with this woman, and then they had this baby that was Bastion. Who else, when they hear the word Bastion, thinks of the Never-Ending Story? Specifically me, Never-Ending Story 2. That was the one I watched most as a kid. But yeah, when I'm hearing Bastion, I'm thinking of Never-Ending Story. All right, so yeah, I think now that there's that tie, and I feel like that's so like bad of me that there has to be a tie-in from stuff I know already. But because of that tie-in with Nimrod, because I know Nimrod from the original series, now I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm on board. So anyway, what's he doing? What's Bastion doing? He is creating an army of like zombie sentinel humanoid things to, destroy all mutants and such, and they look pretty awesome, and it's very like step forward for this show. I feel like it brings it into a more contemporary feel, and again, a lot of the visuals make me think of like anime stuff, and like yeah, like in maybe video games also that I'm not that familiar with, but I've seen images from. Like, I don't know, there's this game that I just learned about where they just dropped this character. I think it was today, even. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. Recently. And this character's name is like Slayer. And he's like sort of named after the band Slayer. And he's also a vampire. So think of like Vampire Slayer. He's like Scottish or something. But I don't know. Like whatever that game is, the movements and stuff. Is that a game? I think it's a game or a show. I don't know. But those movements, I'm seeing similar stuff happen here in X-Men now. And especially with these like Sentinel ghouls or whatever that we're seeing. It's all really interesting. So in this episode, you have these ghouls here that are Sentinel zombie things that are going after the mutants. So we get some pretty cool battles that are happening, right? We have, I think my favorite one might have been, and it really wasn't that epic, but it was just cool to see them together in the way they were brought together. So it's a team up between Wolverine and Nightcrawler, and it was awesome because Wolverine has his blades out, right, and he's got like 6, right, and then we have, I keep saying right as if I'm like Tarantino, right, and so he has like the 6, and then Nightcrawler shows up and he's like, yo, I got 3 more. And you know how he fights like Florentine, style, with sabers. He had, the 2 in one in each hand, and then 1 with his tail. So he's got the 3 blades. So you have like what is that? 9 blades going at it, just slicing and dicing all these ghoul things, but it's not doing enough, right? Because these things just like you may slice them in half, but they'll just like T1000 back together. And but it was just so awesome. And then you also have, and this was really cool and sweet and stuff, because you have a Cyclops, and you have Jean Grey, and then you have Cable, who is their son, sort of. I mean, it's definitely Cyclops' son, but it's sort of like Madeline Pryor's kid, but Madeline Pryor's also Jean Grey because of cloning and stuff, and she has the memory, so she also feels it. So you have like a parents and kid sort of thing going on, and Jean Grey's all like, "Cable, Nathan, put on your put on your put on your seatbelt," and doing funny stuff like that. And they get this awesome moment also where it's like very symmetrical, like final cool shot where you have like, Jean Grey's like, oh, doing something cool, and then over here you have, let's see, who was on her right? I think it was Cable was on her right. He's looking awesome, in this stance after they've just threw down. And then you have Cyclops on the other side. It's just this great image, right? It's probably what everybody's thumbnail who's covering this this show for today's episode. I'm sure it's going to be in everybody's thumbnail. It might even be in mine. I don't know. Probably not. I might look for something else. But if I can't find one, I might just use that one just because it's iconic, right? I feel like it's this instant iconic image. So yeah, that's going on, and there where everybody's fighting these things. You got Jubilee and Roberto trying to, what's his name, Sunspot, trying to, and then they eventually get kidnapped. I was ready to see Jubilee just like throw down. I'd love to see that, like nothing we'd ever seen before. So yeah, anyway, let's see. Okay, so all that's going on. The mutants are not doing too hot. The X-Men, I mean, like Beast just got tore up. My favorite is Beast. Everybody can see him right there. Beast is my favorite character. You can also see him right here on my shirt, and he just got tore the heck up. And he was just like, he was like thrown through walls and stuff. And so yeah, like what's her name? Connor, I don't know. Gosh, can't remember her name from earlier. Connor, something like that. Anyway, Connor's. I feel like I don't have enough time to describe who she is right now, but she releases Magneto, who is under captured through by Sinister and Bastion, right? Magneto, he's captured right now, right? And then she lets him go because she's like, I cannot believe what you guys are doing. You boys should be ashamed of yourself. I'm going to let Magneto go. So Magneto kind of just like saves all the mutants, obviously, because he goes to the North Pole, magnetism, master magnetism, and then he's like, zoom, 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 like sends out these like radiating things from the North Pole that shuts down all electricity. Therefore, these like Sentinel thingies can't function because they need it to function. And yeah, basically he saves all the mutants. But then as that happens, or after that happens, so like also Xavier's school's been torn down. So, like the X Mansion, it is just like torn to shreds. And that's happened before. That's happened before on the show, but it's happened again. And who is it? I think like Wolverine's all like, Where's the professor when you need him? That wasn't a good impression, but he says something like that, right? Or he says something like that, and then all of a sudden we see like Superman landing, you know, like Superman when he's a baby, or a comet or an asteroid just like coming towards Earth, like the ship. Makes me think of Superman, right? Obviously, I know Superman's a DC character. I'm just like equating, and then crash lands like right in the middle of the building or whatever of the torn up X mansion, and then we see like this robot body, and it's Charles Xavier, or you know, we don't know what it is because it has this helmet, and then off comes the helmet, and then we see Charles Xavier's head, and then he says, "To me, my X-Men," and it's all like, oh, because you remember when Cyclops said that, and it was just like so cool earlier, and now we have Xavier back saying it, and it was just awesome because he's back now. I almost, you know, we had seen him already in a prior episode, and you needed that episode for things to make sense for this episode, but it would have been cool if we hadn't seen Xavier at all, and then that was his reveal. That would have been cool. You know, it still worked though. It still worked. It just kind of felt like, you know, well, we'd already seen him. You know, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think of another example where that happens, and it's like, well, you kind of already showed. But I can't remember what I'm thinking. It was like a show or something. Oh no, it was Mandalorian. Remember when he took off the helmet for like Bill Burr or whatever? It was like they kind of gave it away a little too early. They should have saved it for that last episode. But anyway, you know, I don't know. It's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I don't know. So it's like, yeah, I like this Bastion guy more now that I know he's connected to Nimrod, but I still, you know, I'm just still not used to him. But things are getting better, and it's good that Sinister's there. That helps me. Also, Juggernaut was in this for just like a second. Felt like a cameo, but it felt like he was also should have been around more. Did he have like deleted scenes or something? It was kind of weird the way he just showed up out of nowhere, unless I missed something. But it was cool to see him. And he's not a mutant. He's magic. So, you know. Anyway, what did you think of the episode? How'd you feel about it? Had some cool stuff in it, but again, these ones with, and I don't even know how many we've had, just two, I guess. The ones with Bastion, the Bastion parts, I'm just kind of like, I don't know this guy. Who are you? What are you doing here? You're not a part of my show. But, you know, if you're into the comics, this guy's probably in the comics, and you probably know all about him, and it's awesome. It's probably, like, cool to see him, right? Anyway, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the episode. Let me know your thoughts on the X-Men. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.